So recently we shared how the company Carrier is laying people off even after Trump did his big photo op where he said, "Oh, look, I'm saving jobs. Isn't this great?" And the New Yorker spoke to one laid-off worker, and she did not hold back about what she thought about President Trump. So look at this. A woman who worked at the Carrier Corporation for the past 25 years unloaded on President Donald Trump in an interview with the New Yorker just days after she agreed to take a buyout from the company. Even though Trump pledged to save jobs at the Carrier plant late last year, the company this week laid off 300 employees in what is expected to be just the first round of layoffs. Brenda Darlene Battle, a 55-year-old Indianapolis native, decided to accept a buyout from the company before the layoffs began. Newly unemployed, she opened up to the New Yorker about how terribly Carrier had treated its employees over the last several months. Quote, "It used to be a fun place to work. I didn't mind going," she explained. Then they started making changes that only benefit them. Robots, cutting jobs. Just yesterday they were talking about cutting a 3-man blower shelf crew. They deal with the forms that hold the blower on one side and the heating element on the other, down to 2. But 2 people can't do that job. She then reflected about Trump's visit to Carrier last December and said she believed it was a setup to make Trump look good while still keeping in place plans for mass layoffs. Quote, "I think the CEO of Carrier and Trump was in bed together the whole time," she said. That day Trump came to Carrier, those two were too chummy. The way they sniggled and giggled. That sneaky kind of shit-eating grin. As for what she'll do now, Battle says that she will spend some time with her 77-year-old father. He thinks Trump blew smoke up our asses too, she said of her father. Damn. So, yeah, we now know that that was the case. I mean, at the time, I must say, at the time, was fooled by the TPP move from Trump where he said, I signed an executive order, we're getting rid of TPP. I said, great, because that's exactly what we want as progressives, get rid of the TPP. Wonderful, one of the few good things Trump did. But then as we learned recently in his renegotiation of NAFTA, he's slipping in provisions that are from the TPP. So he was just lying to us. He was doing a roundabout trick. See, I thought what might happen is he gets rid of TPP and then later on he brings back a new trade deal and says, "Oh, no, this isn't TPP. This is the TTD, Trump trade deal. So, yeah, this isn't the same thing." And just keep the provisions mostly the same with a few tweaks here and there. No, it turns out what he did is he said, in my renegotiation of NAFTA, I'm going to slip in some TPP provisions. Well, now we know the whole thing. I mean, at the time, there were some little pieces of information that came out where we learned, this is questionable with the Carrier deal. Because he said, I'm saving whatever the number of jobs was. I don't remember now. But then the next day, articles would come out and say, actually, no, he's saving like half the number of jobs that he claims to be saving. And then like a month later, 2 months later, you started to see stories of like, actually, not even really doing that. What's happening is they're getting gigantic tax subsidies, Carrier is, to keep the jobs here, and they're only keeping the jobs here for a temporary amount of time, and then everything's going to go right back according to plan as they were planning all along, which is move towards automation, lay off people, pad the bottom line, the profit margin, and screw over the workers. So, this was 100%, this was just a photo op to make him look good, to put on a big show about how, here I am, I care about the American workers. Isn't this tremendous? I'm not like Crooked Hillary, who was in favor of NAFTA and outsourcing jobs. I'm not like her at all. Believe me. Let me just tell you. Except that is exactly what ended up happening. And it may even be more nefarious because you're just a better liar. Like, I don't doubt that, Bill Clinton, Hillary, they're corrupt as fuck, but they may have actually been convinced by the propaganda where it's like, no, this will be good for everybody with NAFTA because prices will fall so much, it'll help the American middle class or whatever. And so they really believed it. Hey, yeah, maybe, I guess, here, I'll sign it. You got everybody telling you, it'll be good, believe me. With Trump, he's just lying the whole time. He's just like, I'm going to save the jobs. And don't worry, they're not going to be switched to robots. Fucking liar and a scumbag. And now, the workers who are getting laid off, this one happened to take a buyout, but others just got laid off. They're like, whoa, we've been had.